Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, we've got a bit of rain coming at us. Depending on what model you look at, they're predicting anywhere between 6 and 9.5 inches over the next 24 or 30 hours or so. That's a significant amount of rain. We're definitely going to see low water crossings, flooding, creeks, that kind of stuff. Could be a busy night for us. If you live in the Ozarks area, especially in that south central Ozarks, you should start preparing and kind of be aware of what's going on, because they're calling for significant amounts of rain. And there's a slight chance of like tornado and hail, but mostly it's just a lot of rain. Man, I made a lot of enemies this morning. The video that I put out this morning, I don't know. It's definitely ranks in the top 5, I would say, videos that I got so much negative feedback on. Well, I mean, people are just upset. It's the election cycle, right? And people don't like to hear anything bad about the person that they support. It's the same way on both sides. I mean, we can sit there and criticize the liberals all the time, and how the Democrats, they get so violent, they get so angry, and they're so mad at their support. But Republicans do the same thing. I mean, we've got to be fair here. Both sides do it. There's no doubt about this, that Donald Trump is many times better than Kamala Harris. Okay, I just want to get that out there. I'm not unsure about that. I'm 100% positive that Donald Trump is by far, and I mean way far, the better candidate. In fact, I can't even imagine anyone truly supporting Kamala. I mean, if you vote for Kamala because you hate Donald Trump, I can at least understand that. Don't agree with it, but understand it. But if you vote for Kamala because you think that she's really a great person and is capable leader and stuff, you should probably go to some type of brain doctor and have things checked out, because I can't imagine it. But on the other hand, we have an obligation as Americans, as citizens, to hold our elected officials and politicians' feet to the fire. Even more so, as a believer, we have an obligation to hold them to the fire, to feet to the fire, and to vote based on our faith, okay? And if you find the candidates not kind of aligning with your faith, the way that you're comfortable with, the way that you believe that because I mean, if you vote for them, you're giving them your blessing to do what they say they're going to do. There's a whole spiritual aspect to that. Today's not the video to go into that. You do what you want to do. For those of you that don't want to vote, that's your choice. For those of you that want to vote, for those of you that want to vote for Donald Trump, for Kamala Harris, for the Libertarian president, if you want to vote for Mickey Mouse and write it in, way too much energy, emotions are put into elections. It's like someone once said, if elections actually changed things, do you think they'd still allow us to vote? I mean, come on. Oh, there's so much I could say on that. I would suspect over the next 24 hours, we could probably see some actions in the Middle East. Iran's order or notice to keep the airways clear above them takes effect this afternoon, this evening. So I suspect there's going to be some stuff there. The polls, and I mentioned that this morning, and most people just got angry because I wasn't just a lapdog for Donald Trump, and that I indicated that I may or may not vote. And the reason why I said that is because it's none of your business if I vote or if I don't vote, or if I vote for Donald Trump or Kamala. I mean, it's just because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, I think. But the poll numbers they're getting crazy. CNN put this, I'll show you here. Now this, I know, you look at the numbers, that's not obviously everyone in Texas, I know. But they're starting to put this stuff out, this one here that I'm showing you, that Kamala Harris might have a lead in Texas. Maybe when it's all said and done, the voting machines will say that. There's been talk for a long time that they're trying to turn, Texas blue, that she might be purple before too long. Maybe this is the time for that to happen. I don't know. A lot of people have been asking, well, what's going to happen immediately, the immediate aftermath, if they declare Kamala the president? Because most people think that if they declare Trump the president, that the left will just burn cities to the ground like the BLM riots. But will the right do that? Personally, I don't think it'll be that much. I think that, you might have little pockets of people doing things. You could have another January 6th kind of deal. I think Trump said in the last couple of days that he regrets stepping down as president in 2020, that he should have continued fighting for that. Maybe that'll happen again. I don't know. I'm not hoping for any of those things. I'm not encouraging any of those things. In fact, I just like back January 6th when that happened, I told people, stay out of Washington. Don't get involved in that stuff. It's all a way to get you divided. That's doing that kind of stuff. That's not a Patrick Henry moment, okay? It's not a Sons of the Revolution moment, Sons of Liberty moment. It's not. It's all a staged event to draw the conservatives out so they can do exactly what they did. Yep. Exactly what they did is exactly what they wanted to happen. I'm not saying we don't stand our ground and fight for our freedom, but that is not the way to do it. A lot of things have to happen before patriots, conservatives, Americans are ready for that. Unfortunately, a lot of those things aren't happening. You could potentially see some states threaten to secede, but I don't think that'll happen either. Think if Kamala wins, the kind of cultural genocide, the saying that all the conservatives are evil and should be eradicated. I think that kind of talk is going to get stronger and stronger, and I think we're going to see more and more of basically what we've seen for the last 4 years. I think it's gonna ramp up big time. It's going to, if Trump wins, we could see some backlash from the left. I think that they're going to try to tie Trump up so much in courts, in Congress, with his own people in the cabinet and everything, and just the whole bureaucracy, that I don't think much will get done. Wars are going to continue. If you believe anything in Scripture, you know that wars are going to continue. I don't think either one getting elected into office is going to stop the wars. I don't think either one of them getting elected into office is going to fix the economy. Even if tomorrow or January 20th or 21st or whatever, if whoever gets put into power just does this radical kind of Ron Paul type revolution when it comes to the economy and the whole monetary system, I don't think that would fix it. I think it's too far gone. And they can't do that. They're not going to allow that to happen. I mean, doing away with the IRS and the Federal Reserve and stuff would be even bigger than what JFK was trying to do when he said he was going to get rid of like the CIA and stuff. This would be even bigger, because you'd be messing with the banks, the central banks. You think they're going to allow that to happen? No. What I'm trying to tell you is that, and I don't want to sound all negative. Oh, you're just a negative Nancy. Oh, you're a doom and gloomer. No, I'm a realist. And even though a lot of you, well, I'm a realist because we see what's happening, and there's no quick fix. Believing that some different person in the White House is going to fix everything and just trust that they can fix it, not us. That's part of the problem, okay? Part of the problem is Americans, whether they're conservative or liberal or Republican or Democrat, by just trusting that this political party is going to put the right person up and just supporting them blindly. That's part of the problem. I mean, can you fix that this time? No. Is there going to be a chance to fix it again? Maybe not. But that's part of the problem. That's why we are down this path. It's not just the left that's caused us to go down this path. It's because the conservative right have given up their duties. It's like churches. Churches aren't becoming more and more worldly and wicked because the worldly and wicked people are coming to church. Churches are becoming more worldly and wicked because the good people, the good, solid people that stand firmly on biblical foundations gave up and allowed it to happen. Okay? So we got to quit blaming the other side constantly for all the bad things. I mean, we've allowed this to happen. Maybe you didn't, but this side, if there is such a real thing, which there really isn't, it's the same coin, just different sides. But anyways, this side has allowed it to happen. And so, you know, to think that just one person's going to fix everything. You know, that's the part of the whole garbage with the QAnon thing, is that, oh, just don't do anything, just sit back and do nothing because we got this taken care of. And it's been years now. Nothing's been done. There's no proof, no evidence that anything that QAnon is, nothing. And that's probably going to make some people mad also. I mean, I've already lost like 200 or 300 subscribers today. Might as well just, you know, throw a couple hundred more in there. We can't keep blaming other people for our problems and expecting other people to take care of our problems. It doesn't work that way, folks. That's not freedom. That's not liberty. That's socialism, okay? And so believing that Donald Trump or the Republican Party is going to just miraculously fix things and just let them have the reins and go for it and have all these, you know, current and former Democrats running the country alongside him, it's no different than letting Kamala. I mean, maybe it's a different direction, but the end result's going to be the same. It's just how fast you want to get there. I mean, look at the country over the last several decades. We've had some fairly conservative presidents, even going back to Ronald Reagan. Has the government gotten any smaller during any of those? None whatsoever. None. In fact, the worst gun control bill that's been passed since back in the 30s was passed during Ronald Reagan's presidency. You know, he said he was going to shut down the Department of Education. It never happened. Government grew at just ridiculous rates during Donald Trump's presidency. And I know there was the COVID thing and everything, but he didn't have to handle it the way he did. It's not going to stop. You know, I've used this analogy many, many times before. The only difference between the Republican Party and the Democrat Party is that both are in vehicles. You're both sitting in a car and you're driving towards a cliff. You know, picture the Grand Canyon, one of those big drop-offs, and you're in that car and you're driving. And the difference is one car's doing 90 and the other car's doing 60. Destination's the same. It's just going to take a little longer to get there in one versus the other. People need to wake up and realize that. Quit looking at someone as a savior. Like they're this Messiah or something. They can be a decent person, but they're not the Messiah. They're not going to fix everything until people start realizing and putting all their faith and belief that someone's just going to fix it, whether it's the president or the governor or a senator or the mayor, it doesn't matter. We have to take control of our lives, control of our freedom, and hold these people's feet to the fire. And if they don't do what they're supposed to do, well, then it is our right, our duty, our moral duty, according to our founding fathers, to usurp this, to take their power away and to put a new government in. That's not happened in 250 years. Most of our founding fathers felt that it should happen ever so often, every generation or so. And yet now we have this government that's bigger than anything that any other pretty much country can imagine. I mean, the spending that this government does is astronomical. I mean, you can't even put it into, you know, human imagination. You can't even fathom the amount of money that's being spent. So it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm not telling you don't vote. I know that angers so many people. Quit telling people that. They'll not go vote. People are going to vote whether they want to or not. And the voting machines are going to say who's, you know, whether you want it to or not also. We have to get our lives right inside with the Father in heaven. And we have to get our families where they need to be. And then when we do that, we can start working on our communities. When we get enough people involved, maybe then we can take back things. But this idea that we're going to pretty much do nothing other than go spend hundreds of millions or billions of dollars on a particular candidate and go, yippee-ki-yay at a rally or something, and that's going to change everything. It's not happening. And while, again, Donald Trump is vastly better of a candidate than Kamala Harris, he's certainly not a righteous person, not based on his fruits. I'm not judging him. I'm basing it on the fruits that we see. His past, his current things that he says, the things that he's talking about in the future. So that's why I say that either way you look at it, no matter how you slice the pie, country's done. That's why you need to be preparing for that, because it's not going to get any better. It's time to get your houses in order and prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.